We turn attention to politics now. The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party has affirmed Samuel Ude-Okoye as the party's national secretary. The BoT made this resolution after a 2-hour closed-door meeting in Abuja. Senior reporter Habida Lawal reports.
Another effort by the PDP Board of Trustees to settle a crisis that is already tearing apart Nigeria's biggest opposition party. This time around, they have taken sides in the fight between Samuel Anyanwu and Ude-Okoye over who is the legitimate national secretary of the party.
The BoT charges the National Working Committee of our great party to recognize and immediately swear in Honorable Ude-Okoye as the National Secretary of the PDP in obedience to the judgment of the Court of Appeal. 6. The BoT urges all party organs, critical stakeholders, leaders and members across the country, as well as all democracy movement and development partners and institutions to be guided by the judgment of the Court of Appeal with regard to the position of the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party.
It remains to be seen if the decision of the party's Board of Trustees will be binding on the National Working Committee. This decision is also in consonance with the verdict of the PDP Governors Forum endorsing Samuel Ude-Okoye as the legally backed National Secretary of the party. But the embattled Samuel Anyanwu, who is also laying claim to the position of National Secretary, is not living without a fight. In a last-ditch move, he has obtained several court injunctions preventing his removal and even written to the Inspector General of Police, warning that any attempt to remove him from office will be an invitation to chaos. He insists an appeal has been filed in the Supreme Court against the quoted judgment affirming Ude-Okoye as the PDP National Secretary. For now, the matter has not been settled and the National Working Committee is yet to confirm who indeed is its authentic National Secretary. The BoT is a high-level advisory body and unable to force its decision on the NWC. Its meeting will henceforth be held outside the party's secretariat. The Board of Trustees serve as an advisory organ of the party, but the major decision still lies with the National Working Committee. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's get more on this Board of Trustees meeting as we bring in our senior reporter Habida Lawal, who covered that meeting earlier today. She joins us from Abuja. Habida, since it left power at the center, we see that the PDP has had chains of crisis with resolutions that sort of turned out to be limited in effectiveness. Does this latest intervention by the Board of Trustees settle the issues in the PDP?
Well, from what we've seen so far, the crisis might not be being resolved so soon because the BoT is acting as a support advisory organ of the party. They are not the major decision-making organ of the party. That decision still rests with two major components of the party, and that is the National Working Committee, the NWC, and the National Executive Council meeting body of the party. And the PDP is hopefully going to have that meeting, the next meeting on 13th of February, that is next week, Thursday. Be that as it may, the party has been struggling to pick pieces of itself since the 2023 election, and there have been several crises and court orders regarding the leadership of the party, starting from the issue of Damagum as national chairman. You also have the issue of Minister Nyesom Wike. You have the issue of Rivers State and many others that have threatened the existence of the party to perform its role as a formidable opposition in Nigeria.
And before now, the Board of Trustees will hold its meetings at the PDP Secretariat. But this one was held at a different venue. The BoT also announced that subsequent meetings will be held outside the PDP Secretariat. Now, some may say that this raises some questions, Habida, while others may see it as being inconsequential. But you have covered the PDP for a while now. What do you see?
Well, you won't blame the BoT members for going for safety first before any other agenda. And that was the event of last week, Wednesday, when it witnessed a fracas in front of the meeting venue of the BoT members right in the PDP secretariat. And there was a fistcuff between Mr. Sunday Ude-Okoye and Samuel Anyanwu, who attended the meeting as the national secretary even after the court order. So the PDP is the PDP Board of Trustees are prioritizing their safety before their agenda.
And you mentioned both Ude-Okoye and Anyanwu. Anyanwu reacted to the decision of the governors. I think that was last week, to also recognize Ude-Okoye. Has he reacted to this particular decision of the BoT?
Well, both people that are concerned in this matter belong to different factions, if you ask me, Precious. There's been so many power play to grab the soul of the party, and that is Samuel Anyanwu on the other hand, who had contested for Imo State governorship election under the People's Democratic Party, but lost a bid to win that election and decided to come back to the position he was occupying before going for the election. And there's Ude-Okoye on the other hand, who was appointed by Southern Caucus of the party to replace Mr. Samuel Anyanwu. And these are seen as a position of either the governors, the NWC, and of course, Mr. Atiku Abubakar and Nyesom Wike.
And Habida, another organ, and I know you've mentioned that there's going to be a meeting, I think February the 13th, but another organ of the PDP that may have a word or two to say about this resolution, that is the National Working Committee. What do you think the PDP's National Working Committee will be thinking now, and what their decision might be?
Well, we don't know where the pendulum will swing, Precious, with regards this decision. The governor, after their meeting in Delta State, have said that they are adopting the recommendations of Mr. Tenimu Turaki, and the PDP Board of Trustees have also affirmed that committee report, and it still boils down to the fact that the National Working Committee of the party has a big decision to make with regards to this. We don't know what the decision will be, but it's going to be a major one, and it's going to determine where the PDP will be heading in the coming days.
Interesting developments ahead. Thank you so much, Abida, for that update.